To another episode of Say When Bourbon. I'm Steve.
And I'm not Steve, I'm Scott. And what you just watched right now was the line for the Fries event that we just went to. So it's pretty interesting.
Kroger Fries has actually been doing some pretty good stuff lately. In the last 6 months, they've had probably 10 or 12 different stores that do like a Bourbon Heritage Month. And they have a list where you can get Elmer Teely, Stag, all the big name, the big hitter blends, things like that.
They had this time it was trying to do a raffle that you can get entered into to get the big stuff, Red Van Winkles, all the way up to 23.
They had the full BTAC line and the full Van Winkle line from Old Rip all the way up to 23.
And they had one bottle of the Eagle Double Rare.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, with the crystal decanter with the little eagle.
So what was your thoughts? He's actually been to, this is his second event.
First, I'm actually gonna...
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna have a little glass of Blanton's while we're talking about
We figured.
You want us a glass?
Yes, please. Do I want a glass? Seriously, this guy? And I promise one of these episodes we will flip a bottle.
There we go. So this is Blanton's.
I don't care what people say.
This is Blanton's letter T. Not that anyone's.
The T's make it. It's better than some of the others.
This was bottle number 135, bottled 2/27/23, so it's almost actually coming up on being a year old. And let's see, Rick number 43, from barrel 418.
So nice.
This is
you can tell the note.
the original single barrel. It's just so smooth. It's just a perfect good. A great sipping bourbon. I know there's some people out there that are
about to drink. Say when.
Say when. Oh, so good.
Yeah.
So, back to the Kroger Fries. No, it was. I've done 2 of them so far. Unfortunately, I usually work nights, so getting in line. I usually, both times they started about 7 or 8, and each time I only got there maybe an hour and a half before the line started to move. So I would strongly recommend, if you can get there at midnight, get there at midnight, because it's you have a way better chance. So my last time I went through, I picked up Blanton's. I got a couple bottles of E.H. Taylor.
And these are all at
some private barrel Maker's Mark. Yeah, they're all reasonably priced. The last time I went through twice, the line was, they had so much product and the line was so small that I was able to go through twice. And the way they have it set up is where they have a table A and a table B, and you can buy one from each table, or if you want to buy 2 of the higher end table, you have to buy 2 from the lower end table. So they kind of force you to buy the cheaper,
the stuff that it doesn't move as quickly. Right?
And so I went through and I picked up it was like a 3-pack of Dewar's scotches with 3 different barrel finishes.
Okay.
I picked up a Maker's Mark Private Select, but I also was able to get 2 bottles of E.H. Taylor Small Batch, and I picked him up a Blanton's.
Yeah.
And they had tons of Eagle Rare and stuff like that. So this time when we went through, I got there right about the same time I did last time, but I don't know if they had less product or if more people were taking advantage of the 2 from each table. Because by the time we got up there, it took us almost an hour, and
Dude, almost 2 hours.
the event started at 7. The doors opened at 7. We made it into the doors about 8:45,
Yeah.
and there was maybe 2 dozen Blantons left. I think 4 E.H. Taylors.
Yeah, and there was Eagle Rare was quite.
There was a ton.
few
There's probably
left.
3 or 4 dozen Eagle Rare. That's usually.
Didn't
the
they
last
have
one.
I think a Buffalo Trace like store pick?
Yeah, they had a Buffalo
and
Trace
stuff.
store pick, and then they also had a bunch of the Larceny barrel proof
Oh, yeah,
124, which is the new Larceny release this year.
So yeah, and this was my first experience with it. I'm the opposite of him. He works the nights, I work in the daytime, so I had to get to work at 9 o'clock. And basically, they said the last time it went through, and like you said, they went through twice to go get some other additional bottles. This time there was no chance of that. We could have stuck around and probably got, something that was left on the table. Actually, there was quite a few people outside, so maybe not.
When we left it, when we walked out of the store about 9 a.m., which is when they wanted the event to end, the line was still, I'd say, at least 200 deep.
Yeah, it was still kind of crazy there. As you can tell in the video there, watching the line going all the way around, people bring out camping gear, sleeping bags. There's a couple cigars that are still sitting on the ground.
Yeah.
People just kind of make a big deal of it. One of these days, I was telling him when we're gonna do that, and we'll video or have a bunch of clips, and I'll show you on that. But we're actually gonna camp out there one of these days. It seems it's kind of weird. The front people are the same ones that kind of go to every event. They're always out there camping. Hopefully they're drinking it and not trying to just flip them.
And the rules say no camping. You're allowed to camp,
24
but
hours.
only 24 hours in advance of the opening. And he was talking with someone that said they've been there since Wednesday.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's like 72 hours.
So I don't know how they regulate that, but there was people with full-on pop-up tents and camping gear. They go all out. They had a little space heaters. It was pretty interesting.
I'm hoping to do that next time. So I think the next batch of these, so they do it like, they spread it out over the month, and they do it at like, we're in Arizona, they do it at like 10 different stores across the valley. So from Tucson to, Sun City,
Casa
Phoenix,
Grande,
Casa
Glendale,
Grande,
I think
Prescott.
there's one in Glendale.
They're all over the valley, so you got some of them you have to drive quite a ways to. The one that we go to is only 20 minutes.
Yeah,
out from
yeah.
us.
We try to go to the one closest, just because of our schedules.
But there's supposed to be, I think in September the next batch is, and
Yeah.
I think that might be time to put in
You
some
might have to
PTO,
put-
get some day off, so
Some
we can go
PTO,
camping.
make it a whole camping experience. We love camping, so get actually, and then it won't be. We're in Arizona, so it's going to be warm and it wouldn't be bad in the daytime. It would suck, but yeah, we'll definitely post that. Have to bring plenty of drinks, and that's what's actually kind of cool about it is we didn't get to experience it because we got there I think an hour before 7, so about 6 o'clock. But a lot of people that get there, they said that's what part of it that's amazing about it is just meeting new friends and sharing drinks. There was plenty of people having. Don't quote me on this because I'm sure that's not legal, but they were sharing plenty of alcohol there and trying different things. I may bring, well, definitely will bring a bottle of something to keep warm if it is cold at night.
And that 99.9% of the people that are in line are super friendly. They talk about what their favorite distillery is and what their
Where
favorite
they've
bottle
been,
is.
what bottles they like, and
One guy was telling us that he was from Virginia. And when,
Where it's,
several years ago,
drawing.
you couldn't find a bottle of Buffalo Trace to save your life.
I think what he was saying now it's still that way.
Oh, it might
he
be.
still couldn't find Buffalo Trace. He said he was kind of surprised coming out here that it's all over on the shelves, but It is kind of strange because I've seen people online talking about, I think Weller's, a few other weird ones that here is almost impossible to get, but a few other places they can get it steadily, at least on there. But it was kind of cool talking to them. Like I said, we got there a little late to really get the good pickings. By the time we got in there, I didn't want to. We have plenty of the stuff that's on table B, so I was kind of just wanting one extra bottle. I've been trying to get the whole, all the letters. So I did pick up the S. I got 2 more letters to go on the Blantons, and you picked up an A. I think. Yeah. In my bottle, where'd it go to? November 16th, 23. So this one's not even that old.
Yeah, mine. This is mine from today, or no? Yeah, one of these. Yeah, that one's mine from today. That one was bottled 11:30. So
this is one of my first ones with this little netting.
The tater net.
The tater net. Don't really have a clue what I'm going to do with that, but
I have a drawer just filled with them.
So no, if you have one of those events in your area, definitely, tell us how they run it, because we can always mention it to the managers. They're pretty good. They're online. One of the head, Mark, I think his name is, he's one of the head guys that runs the Fries events and lets the community know when the events are going to be. They post everything on there. They kind of changed from last time when he went, that they didn't have any raffles. They're trying to make it more so that the people that camp out don't just get everything. There's a reason to want to come later, and a lot of people work. You can't get there all night.
That's one thing they did differently this year than last year. Is even though we didn't get into the store till 8:45, almost 2 hours into the event, 20 minutes before we made it through the door, people were walking out with Lamb's Gold.
Yeah.
And so we found out that they would have like 100 people come through, and then they'd bring out a couple more boxes of the table A good stuff. And then that would get picked through, and then another 150, 200 people come through, and they'd bring out a couple more boxes.
They try and spread it out
equally.
Before the event even starts, like the day before, they just randomly would pick out numbers, like you saying, 80, 75, whatever the number is. And once that person came through the line, they'd be like, okay, they would put another case of something else back out. So it wasn't just the first people in lines were getting all the good stuff, and then it made it more interesting and eventful to try to get there. Although next time we'll definitely have to at least get there. I would say 4 hours would be prime to get stuff. Definitely if you can't camp out, at least 4 hours, I would say.
Yeah, I was honestly hoping for a stag. I've only ever been able to find one, and they had a ton of it. He had some pictures.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to put the pictures up.
We will have those
post editing. They had a ton of stag, and that's really the one thing I was like, I just hope I can get a bottle of stag. And then when we got up there, everyone was like, we were asking people as they're coming out, what's left? And they're like, oh, it's pretty clean. And sure enough, it was, but.
Yeah, as you can see in it, because I'll put it on here right now at this point, we'll show there was the Blantons Gold, E.H. Taylor.
Oh, I think they have Blanton straight from the barrel too.
Yeah, and you can see some of the differences between the two tables, and I'll try to point them out if I can. But the one table is kind of more towards, in the picture, it's going to be more towards the right. The left is the A table. So you're obviously picking from the B table first, and then grabbing from the A table as you're going through. But all in all, I like what the idea and how they've been changing it to try to get, so it's not just flippers getting everything, and we're not having to pay ridiculous markups on this.
My only real critique of the event was, so if you waited in line to get a bottle, you could, and when you made it to the door, you could get a raffle ticket for the raffle event for the BTAC line and the Happy. But they also had a separate line where everyone else could just come up. And I didn't really think it's fair that, you wait in line the entire time and the other people just get to walk in, throw their ticket in and go out and still have the same opportunity
to get one of
to get one. It's like, we put in the time, we waited, we got here early. You should do, in my opinion, I think it's whoever took the time to wait in line, because if that was the case, they had 50 bottles to donate and there was only 200 or 300 people in line, so you would have had a decent chance to get a phone call. But you could have someone going in for a gallon of milk, throw their ticket in and be like, oh, maybe I'll get lucky, and then they get lucky and they were in the store for a minute and a half and just saw the raffle and was like, why not, and threw their name in it, and they didn't really have anything invested in it.
What is this over here? Oh, you got a raffle? Let me throw this in. With the raffle, I like the idea. Basically, the way it would work too is you put your phone number, your name. After the event was over with, they would start calling people. The first one is the oldest or the most expensive bottle out of the lineup. If they answered it, you would tell them, yes, I want it, or no. If you said yes, you had 24 hours to come pick it up. If they didn't answer it and it went to voicemail, they would leave you a message with the number to call, and you had 10 minutes to call that number. If you called back at 11 minutes after, too bad, so sad. They were already to the next one, so you had to make sure your phone was on and ready to go. But all in all, I like the idea. I agree with you. I think they should tweak it to where other people can't come in just enter the raffle, unless, obviously they're in a business, so if you have to buy one of the B bottles or whatever, something, I would understand that. If they have making them enter something else instead of just walking up, because some people were in line almost about 9 o'clock, there was probably 10 people still just to put their name in the raffle.
And there was, the
other suggestion,
the gentleman that was putting it on was like in panic mode. It's just like this, per our rules, we have to shut down the lottery or the raffle intake at 9 o'clock. So he was like scrambling, going outside the building.
I'll give him credit for that. Yeah,
tickets and markers, trying to get as many people in by the deadline as he could.
I'll give him credit for that, because I was actually thinking they were going to say, because there's a little door you walk into, so I was thinking they were going to say, well, here's the cutoff, it's 9 o'clock, and all you people that have been waiting, you don't get a ticket, you don't get your name in there. But that wasn't the case. He was trying to make sure that everybody
that waited for a bottle and spent the time in line,
if they were in line at 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock, you'd still get a ticket. The other critique I would have is, don't have the raffle, the tickets inside. Have somebody down in the line further doing that, because it slowed down everything, because everybody was going in, picking their bottles, and then you had to go over to a little table and try to write your name.
Wait for a pen.
Wait for a pen. Fill out the ticket. So it did slow down the process doing that. And we were just standing out in at that time it wasn't cold, but we were standing outside anyways, doing nothing, just chit-chatting. They could have used that time while we were outside just filling out those tickets.
And then they mark your hand with a marker to know that you've gotten your ticket.
I look like I'm a gang member. But yes, they give you this mark on there. Obviously somebody could cheat and, scrub it off and try to get back in line real quick. But all in all, I thought it was a good event. I think it was good. Definitely a learning experience for me. I would probably get there at least, I would say 4 hours is what I'm guessing.
My goal next time is midnight. I want to be
that would be
boots on the ground at midnight.
There's actually one, and keep watching our feed when we'll have that. There's a Fry's that's opening up down the street from us that they're supposed to be one of the premium stores, so they'll have the good bottles, and that one we probably will do a camp out on there.
Especially being 2.5 miles away.
Yeah. We may even set up the RV out there. That's an RV.
That there is an RV.
So yes, definitely we'll have good times out there just chatting and probably try to do some live streams and stuff, just showing everybody in there. But comment below what you think, what your events do, or in your city. I know some states have raffles anyways for the alcohol. Which
Well, some
to me
states
is
like
kinda
some states are
weird.
like the ABC states.
Yeah,
where
yeah,
They're
that's what I'm
regular.
saying.
Theirs is completely
Regulated.
regulated. You can
And I'm
only get
That just
premium
seems
bourbon
really strange.
through a raffle.
I know there are certain I
Like
wanna say
Ohio,
Texas.
Ohio's like that. Virginia's like that.
I want to say Texas is where they don't sell on Sundays.
I'm not sure.
Like there are certain states. I don't quote me on Texas, but there is certain states that the alcohol is actually in a separate area of the store, just because they can't sell it on Sundays. So that area gets closed off on Sundays. They like shut the doors to it. I know there's Costco's that they were talking about that, but the alcohol is on a separate side of the building in one area that has a separate door. If you're just going in to get alcohol, you can just go in there. So, but comment what your stores do and what you think. If you have any videos or pictures from your events, post them on there. We'll try to share them or at least comment on it and show us what you ended up getting.
Yeah.
So.
Even if you're any of the ones in Arizona, let us know what you got. Let us know if you won the raffle.
Yes, definitely.
That'd be cool to find out.
Yeah, and let us know where you live so we can come pick it up from you, you know. But as always, we appreciate you guys giving us the opportunity to do this. This is what we love doing. You guys watching us, liking, subscribing, helps us to keep doing videos and doing different events.
There's also some of the new releases came out, so I'm hoping to do some bourbon hunts. We got some
yeah.
of those coming up, like the new Jack Daniels 10
they
and
did
12
have a 10
batches.
and 12 there.
Those just came out. We said the new Larceny Barrel Proof is out. So there's a couple new things that are we'd like to get on film and go out and do some hunts, meet some people, put some boots on the ground, and go from there. So.
But as always, like, subscribe, comment, and
Thanks for stopping by.
say when.
And as always, say when.